So those who have come from my TikTok, you'll know I've bought a new horse called Felix, so I thought I'd make a video about how I've been getting on with him the last couple of months. So I bought him 2 or 3 months ago, so he's a little hunt horse, straight from Ireland, so this is about him adjusting to now being more of a school horse and back into jumping. So this is when I first went to try him. I was actually in Scotland at the time and I was travelling back down to England where I now live. And I was talking to the dealer on the phone and he said he had a little horse that I might like. So Felix was kind of halfway into a 7-hour journey. So on the way I just popped down to see him, and in the end I really liked him and obviously bought him. So those of you who know about Oscar, my last horse, it was actually Oscar's owner that came with me to help me view Felix because she knew what I was like riding wise. So I really liked Felix. This was only his 2nd or 3rd time in an arena, because obviously he's just been over hedges and fields. But he was really good. Obviously he was very unbalanced and kind of struggled to get the canter, but that was completely normal, and it just felt like a baby horse as per normal. So his head was held quite high the whole time because he was having a little look around, but he was so well behaved, so chilled out, and I could tell he was such a genuine, honest little horse. So I was very lucky as well, so the people I bought him from just mainly hunt, so they hired out a local arena for me to try him in, which was great, because I then got to see him being loaded and travelled, and I got to hack him out as well, and this was when I decided I was going to buy him. So here he is, back at the stables I now have him at. He was just off the lorry, he'd been on the trailer for about 3.5 hours, so I put him on the lunge and let him have a good walk around and a sniff around to check out his new environment. So I was amazed at how quickly Felix settled in. He just wasn't fussed at all. He's such a chill little horse, so it made my life a lot easier. So he was more than happy just to have a look around, and he settled into his stable so quickly, which was really nice. So this was Felix's first time with boots on. He was so patient with him, he didn't kick or anything. He was just very confused about what was happening with his back legs. But after a day or 2, he settled into them really quickly and doesn't fuss about them at all. But as you can see, he just wasn't too sure what it was all about. This was his first time in the long arena whilst I was riding him, and he's so cute, he was so interested in the foals as well. So one of the big things I had to teach Felix first was how to pick up his feet, because he's just never been taught it before. But he's so nosy and curious and loves attention that for the first couple of times in a few days he just wanted to cuddle, but now he's so good with picking up his feet. This was Felix's first time with a mirror, and that's in the big indoor arena, so he was very interested in it, but it was so cute to see. It's a bit of a shame he's not too fussed about it anymore, but it was so cute for the first few days. Felix has been great as well, so I slowly introduced him to hacking, just going out further and further. At first he was really chill, but now he's a bit more excited when he goes out, which is what I want, which is good. And here's his first little look at the jumping arena. So after a week or 2 I managed to get a saddle fitter to come out, and they fitted this jump Cavaletti saddle to him. So it's good because it's all adjustable on the inside, so as he puts on more muscle and grows up a bit, they'll be able to take the saddle apart and refit it to him, which is great. And I also got some shock absorbing stirrups just because that's what I prefer to ride with. But overall the saddle's been so good, it's really comfy to ride in, and Felix seems to really like it. This is one of his favourite games. He's so good with when it comes to stretching and learning how to bow because he's so food orientated. So I only really stretch him like this after he's been ridden or has been running around a lot, so it doesn't hurt him at all, but it is good for them to help him stretch, and he loves it, and it keeps his little brain working as well, which is good. So this was Felix's first time seeing proper show jumps. He was so good, bless him. He had a few refusals, but he's never nasty with them. He just doesn't know quite what to make of them because there was a lot of poles and fillers, especially when he's only jumped hedges and gates, which is very plain objects. But he done really well. Also, I wasn't helping in this situation because if you watch my last video with Oscar, he has to be ridden on very short reins. I need to collect him a lot and hold him before a fence, where I've learned Felix is the complete opposite. He needs a long rein, he needs to stretch, and he's got that typical flat hunter jump. So now I know, and I ride him a lot better now, and also he's so much better with show jumps. Now he actually knows what to do with them. So here's a bit of an example of his jump. As you can see, he does stretch out quite a bit and he lets his neck go quite long. So now he's jumping so much better and he's getting really excited to jump, which is great. This was our first ever show and you can probably see the difference. We're still struggling a little bit with what leg to go on, but he's so forward, he's excited about jumping, and it was nice that he was now taking me to a fence because he's getting excited to jump them, which is such a nice change. So we actually came first in this competition with a clear round and the fastest time, so I was so proud of him. For a little 5-year-old, I couldn't have asked for more. So as the saying goes, loud owners make quiet horses. So I always make sure just to play with him a bit when I'm out hacking, just to desensitise him, and he's so chilled out, it's great. The first time I'd done this, he kept on stopping because he was a bit confused, but now he just doesn't even bother. This was our first time over proper fillers, and as you can see, he's jumping a lot bigger now, he's getting a lot better, and he's so much more confident. Since the first video of his jumping when he refused, I've not actually had any refusals with him since, and he's really enthusiastic about jumping now, which is great. So I always like to make sure I give Felix plenty of days off because he's young and this is all quite new for him. So he's such a cute little horse, he's very playful, so I always make sure that at least 2 days a week we do something that's no riding, we just have treats and we just play around, and it's so good for helping us bond with each other and he really enjoys it. So this is 2-3 months after I bought him now. He's now jumping a lot bigger and you can see now he's a lot more balanced over the jump and away from the jump, which is great. He can hold himself a lot more confidently and he's quite excited to jump. But yeah, he's come on so well, I'm so pleased with him. So I also make sure to include lunging kind of once a week or at least once every 2 weeks. That's just to help him establish his canter. When I first got him, I found it a bit difficult in an arena as opposed to in a straight line, but as you can see, he's getting a lot better at it now. So here we are at our latest show, and as you can see, his canter is so much nicer. He jumps us quite big, I think, the warm-up fence, but again, he was so excited for it. Hopefully you can see the difference now, his canter's a lot more established. And this round as well, he was taking me to the jumps, which was so good, and you can see his jumps quite long and flat now, when that's because I'm allowing him to do that now and I'm helping more with that, because before I was holding on to him too much and it just wasn't great at all. But now the two of us have got the hang of each other and it's going so well. So for this round we came third, we just had one pole down and that was a double, and that was just because of my riding, I just didn't push him forward enough, but he was so good and so well behaved with this and I was mega pleased with him. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for watching this today, and if you want to see more of Felix, just leave a note in the comments what you'd like to see. So thank you for watching today, and if you want to see more, subscribe as well. Bye!